Okay, so I think we're live. Hold on, let me open it in another tab just to like make sure that it looks how we want it to look.
Okay.
Live.
Gotta look pro.
Okay, Slate, look at that. We are live. This is so exciting.
Okay.
I've never used StreamYard before. When I went live before, I was just through YouTube. So I might be struggling a little bit.
Okay. We're all here to struggle. The sun over here is the freaking star of the show right now. So let's show what we're reading. I think people want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go first?
It's Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is great for me because I hate coffee. Do you like coffee?
I like cold coffee, not hot coffee, because it always tastes super watery and bitter, and it burns my tongue, and I don't like that. Okay. So,
but like, you'd be hopeless in this book because your coffee is already cold.
Okay. Well.
Okay, what are you reading?
I'm reading 2 books. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I am yay far in.
Okay.
And Orange Volume 1 by Ichigo Takano, and I'm not very far into this one at all. I am this far. So yeah, I started it yesterday, I think, because I just saw it on my shelf and I was like, I'm going to read that. So I picked it up.
Okay.
I'm also technically reading Dreamcatcher by Stephen King, but I'm not really prioritizing that. I've decided to read 100 pages of it every time I finish a book, and it's almost 900 pages. So I won't be finishing that one for a while. But yeah.
Bro, I started reading Crime and Punishment by a Russian guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it is the most boring book ever because nothing happens. Literally nothing happens. Yeah. Have you read it?
No, I almost did though, because I had this assignment for school a couple years ago where I could like choose between like a list of books to read, and that was one of them. And so I almost did, but I didn't.
Okay.
And I've been like wanting to read it since then, but I just never have. So
it's not worth it.
Okay.
It puts you in the biggest reading slump ever. And now I have to read 200-page books like this to recover.
Yeah, I've read The Count of Monte Cristo and really enjoyed that. But it was like an abridged version, so it was only 500 pages. And then the only other like chunky classic I read is War and Peace, which I could not. Like, I listened to the audiobook and tuned it out for like most of the book because I was just like, I can't. Like,
but you feel so productive though, tuning out the audiobook, but you've read it, so it's
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I can mark it on my Goodreads and be like, I read it, but
And then someone's like, okay, so what's it about? And you just sort of
Yeah, I'm like, it's about people. They like to do stuff.
War and Peace,
Yeah, like pretty self-explanatory. So anyway, yeah, I fixed my quote wall.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. That's what I was doing right before this, because I was like, I have an hour or so to kill before the sprints, so I'll try to do that. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think
I was like, yeah, it looks really good. I like the mirror, and that I can literally see the wall in the mirror.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
So the sun keeps moving.
That's really rude of it.
It's not cooperating with me. Yeah. I literally ran out of, the wax you put on your braces and stuff. I ran out of it, so I had to go, like, rush to the store before it closed, and it was the most horrifying experience. My social anxiety was...
Yeah, I feel that.
Because I didn't have time to, like, look. I had to ask the person working there where it was, and it was so embarrassing.
Yeah. I remember like hating when I had braces and like it would just catch on like one part of your mouth and like keep catching on it consistently, and I was like, and then I'd put wax in my mouth but like forget that it was there, and so then I'd be eating food and just like taste the wax and I'm like, oh, get out of my mouth.
That's one of my... I swallowed the whole wax.
Yeah.
And I thank the Lord that it is not poisoned, otherwise
I'd be dead by now.
If that wax was not edible, I would be dead. Like, I've had them for 4 days, and I've already swallowed wax like 3 times at least. Yeah, it's not fun. No. But it also made me realize that I can never be a main character in a novel because I can't even survive this. How would I survive the Hunger Games? Let's be real.
Honestly. Me too.
Would you survive the Hunger Games?
No. Not at all. Cause like, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I would say that I'm an athletic person, but not in the sense that like I could kill people. Like, no.
You should put that on your quote wall.
I'm like, well, okay.
Like, I would say I'm athletic, but killing people is not my favorite sport.
Yeah. It's just not, you know?
That's not it.
Yeah.
No, I am not athletic. And definitely not in the way that I could kill people. I think I'd cry.
Yeah. I'm like too like sympathetic and emotional for that, you know? I'd be like holding a knife to someone's throat and be like, no, I'm too like I don't want to kill you.
My second house is Hufflepuff. I can't.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. This sun is not very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
I keep moving my laptop. Like, at some point, it's gonna fall off my desk.
That's funny. So yeah, I thought about filming my videos at like this kind of angle where you can like see the quote wall and the bookshelf like together.
To like see that you actually have books.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is my TBR shelf, and like we're just not gonna talk about it. There's too many of them.
It's okay.
So yeah. Anyway, how long do we want to do sprints for? Like how long of sprints?
How long can? Okay. Here's the thing about me.
Mm-hmm.
I have never done this before. I have no clue.
Okay. What I like to do is roll a dice and just let the dice choose. Which is like every dot on the dice is 5 minutes. So it can be between 10 minutes to an hour.
Oh, I like that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up a random dice roller. Can you hear me typing?
Yes, I can. It's very it's very ASMR.
Speaking of ASMR, I got a microphone the other day because I'm trying to get into audiobook narrating. And like I just realized if I get like really close to the mic, like how it sounds, and I'm like, I hate it. But anyway.
Okay, so seeing as we are friends and you want to be an audiobook narrator, could you maybe find the most boring book ever that I have to read for school and then just narrate it for me?
Sure. Yeah.
So I can tune it out and say that I read
it. 100%. I just did that recently, actually. I had this book called Water Wars. It's about like dams and like water things, and I read the first like half of it for the school assignment, and then I finished the assignment, and then I was like, okay, well, I can't DNF books because like I just can't do that. Like it's just not. It's part of my personality. I just can't do it.
Okay.
And so I just and there was no audiobook for it, and so I kind of just skimmed the rest of it. Like I just kind of glanced at every single page, and I was like, okay, I read it. It's done.
Sometimes I like to just, in books where there's barely any dialogue and I can't read it because I need the dialogue, I just sort of skip and I see one like little sentence of dialogue and I'm like, oh yeah, I know what this page says now. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I do that too.
I'm great at gaslighting myself.
Me too. That's so funny. I don't know how to share my screen so that I can.
Okay. I trust that you're not lying about the number.
Okay. Roll dice. It is a 3 and a 6. Which is 9, which is 45 minutes.
Cool.
Mental math. So yeah. Let me find a timer. Oh wait, I'm gonna need to put the timer on the screen.
Okay.
Let me Google how to screen share in StreamYard. Like the share screen button. Okay. Is there one?
Is there not one? Oh yeah, there's a present button.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Timer. Okay, anytime I search for timer, it just automatically is like, you want 5 minutes. And I'm like, no, I don't. Like, it starts the 5 minutes timer.
Every 5 minutes, you'd be resetting that.
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. don't know what I'm doing.
That's okay. It's
Yeah, look
fine.
at you. Okay. And then I don't know how to full screen this with like within the. Oh, hold on. Share. There we go.
Whoa.
Okay. Look at
Okay.
me go.
No,
I'm basically
okay, but it's
professional.
like 5 minutes.
45. Oh, no.
No.
Stop. No. Stop it. I'm struggling. I don't know how technology works. I'm like an old lady.
It's okay. We are old ladies. We're literally reading.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you figured it out.
I did.
Okay.
Should we start?
Okay, we can start.
Okay, this is exciting. First friend.
This is so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We're like so excited, but it's literally just reading with a timer.
Yeah. It should not be this like fun.
It's not that deep, but
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. much did you get read?
I was muted. I finished it. So
Oh, that's exciting. I finished my chapter of City of Bones and then read a few pages of this. The City of Bones chapters are insanely long. Like the one that I read the other day was 40 pages, and I was like, okay, so that's fun. But this one was only 26, but I was 3 pages in already, so I read 23 pages. So yeah. Which I guess is not a ton for 45 minutes, but I'm a really slow reader, so I was proud of myself. What are you going to read next? I think you're muted.
it muted itself again. Okay. My red flag is that whenever I see a book that has chapters that are so long, I don't pick it up.
That's fair. I usually don't look at how long the chapters are just so that like it doesn't intimidate me.
Okay. See, that's smart. You're brave. I'm not brave. No, because I'm the just one more chapter kind of gal, and if the chapter is 40 pages,
yeah,
I will not sleep.
Yeah, that's fair. But also though, like I think that was probably the longest chapter in this book. Like most of them are around like 20 pages, so it's still kind of long, but not like insane.
I love how you're trying to make excuses for the book, like
yeah,
like if he was a guy, like, oh yeah, this is just a bad picture of him, like
yeah, that's funny. Also, though, okay, something about this book that I think is so funny, like it has the like 2000s era kind of cover, right? And I think it's funny because I was reading this at school the other day, and I was like, someone is gonna look at this and think I'm reading some like erotic romance, like with a shirtless man on it. And literally the back, like it has the quotes where like Holly Black said, "It's funny, dark, and sexy," and Libba Bray said, "Hold on tight for a smart, sexy thrill ride." And I'm like, this is a YA book. I know it's not that intense. Like
that is
y'all are bluffing. Oh my goodness.
so beautiful though.
Yeah. So anyway.
But also it's like City of Bones.
Mm-hmm. So anywho. Also, okay, I love when you read a book and you can like understand why it's like titled the way it is. And so like I got to a part where it was like mentioning like the Bone City and all of that, and I was like, smart.
That's one. Yeah. I had that too with this book, but like it happened on page 1. So
okay. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't super far into this either, I guess. But anyway.
It's okay. The chapters are like 26 pages.
Mm-hmm. So anywho.
What's the other book you were reading?
Orange, Volume 1.
What's it about?
So this girl gets a letter from her future self, basically telling her like, don't do this, because one of their friends ends up dying, and she's trying to save him. So yeah.
Oh, that's really cool though.
Yeah, it's really good so far though. Like, the characters are super fun, and yeah.
Yeah, I saw you smiling at the book, so I was like, okay,
yeah.
now this girl needs to know what it's about.
Yeah. There's a part where like they're like married in the future, and there's like a time capsule, and they were reading their old letters, and so hers was like marry an attractive man or something, and one of them was like, I think you failed on that part, and he was like, no, you definitely succeeded. So
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love when there's like nice banter between the characters.
Yeah, I love it when the characters are like people, you know?
Yeah, where like they feel real and not just like made up.
Yeah, like sometimes in those Netflix shows where they make the teenagers like cool and trendy, and they talk cool and trendy, and it's just
they just sound like a
overdone.
Dude. Like,
they sound like my texts, but they're not supposed to sound like my texts.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Or they're played by like 30-year-old people, and you're like, what are you doing?
And they're shirtless half the time.
I just started watching Heartstopper season 2, and I forgot how like obsessed I am with Heartstopper. Like, it's so good.
It's so good. And I love wait, what episode are you on?
4.
4. Okay. See, I have no clue what happens up till that point. But Charlie this season, he is so cool. He for real had a glow up. Also, love Isaac. He's my favorite character.
Oh yeah, I love him too.
Because I'm a book girly.
Yeah, same. So anyway. But also, honestly, like all of them, there's not one character that's bad.
No.
You know?
Yeah. I like how they're all characters with like emotions and stuff. And especially Tao. I love Tao.
Me too.
Because he's like, normally people don't put people like him in the show because he's like a real person with real emotions that could be seen as bad sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he's jealous all the time. And yeah.
Yeah. There was something in this chapter, and I was like, oh, I need to mention this later because I thought it was funny, but I don't remember what it was.
Find it in those 26 pages.
Yeah.
Is the font big or is...
It's kind of big. It's like...
Okay. It's not big.
Oh, okay. I really want to find it because it was funny, but I might not find it.
Oh, that's okay.
But anyway, there's a lot of like info dumpy stuff at the start of this because it kind of was just her being like, what, how does this magic work, and then being like, well, you see, and like explaining like this entire magic system to her. But it's okay. Like it's not like done badly. Like I understand the magic system, but just the way that like they explain it is just like, it's odd, you know?
It's odd. No, sometimes I sort of read books of like, you know, the 2000s era with like the Hunger Games, Harry Potter, you know, and I realized that a lot of them are popular because they're the first of their kind. You know, like they don't really... I love them, but if it was done right now, they would not have the same popularity.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've just been reading Divergent, and like 100%.
Yeah. That was... I didn't want to throw shade, but yes.
Yeah. I do. Okay, it's like those are like guilty pleasure books for me. Like I know that they're not really that good, but I just like eat them up. You know what I mean? And like the second book I just finished reading, and it like, okay, you know how in Mockingjay at the end she's all like traumatized from everything she's been through, and it's like I'm at like that point of like the trilogy where she's just like, I am kind of done. I'm kind of tired of all of this. Like, I hate this.
When is it my turn to catch a break?
Yeah.
I thought this Hunger Games stuff was only one time. Now I have to do it 2 times?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Like, I love when it's like realistic about their like emotional state, and it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm just like killing all these people. It's fine, you know?
Yeah. Or like, oh yeah, you know, I have to save the world again.
Yeah. No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite thing is when the characters are so dramatic about small injuries and then so not dramatic about like getting the leg chopped off.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh yeah, you know guys, it's fine, I'll just limp. And then they get a paper cut and they're like, I'm dying.
Yeah. No, okay. She literally got shot in Insurgent, and it was just like, it acted like, well, I guess, I don't know, I kind of kept bringing it up. Like, she'd be like, oh, they like hit me in that shoulder and it hurt a lot or something. But I don't know. I was just like, you got shot. Like, do you realize like how intense that is? And then like there's other things, like again, like the paper cut thing, and I'm like, you're fine. I promise you.
Girl, you're not dying. Even I, an ordinary person, have had a paper cut before. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, paper cuts are kind of awful though.
They hurt. They really hurt. I got one from this book.
Oh, dang. I'd be like 1 star. It hurt me.
0 stars. I do not recommend. Awful experience.
Okay, honestly though, I love books that like bring me pain, so it would be more of a 5 star actually. You know?
If I
Like, if
don't
it
cry,
has
what's
me
the point?
crying, I'm like, new favorite book.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but it doesn't stop there because I recommend it to everyone as well. Because I like to make people cry as well. I'm like,
Yeah.
this book, it made me cry.
Yeah. I'm like, share my pain with me. But also
No, my
experience.
friends literally hate me for it.
That's funny. Have you read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue?
No.
Okay. Well,
Because
my friend is borrowing it from me right now because I was like,
you
you
got
gotta
it.
read it. It's so heartbreaking. Do you know what it's about?
Yeah, it's about this girl that sort of can't die, right?
Yeah, and
And
like
like,
nobody remembers who she
yeah,
is. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, that's literally my biggest fear in a book. Like,
Literally, that's why I couldn't pick it up because I was like, okay, but no, because my worst fear is talking to someone and then them never like I need attention, you know?
me too. Same.
I need attention and I need to be known. I need to be known.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm forgotten, I'll cry. Yeah. So
Yep.
that's why I didn't read it. Also, I love sort of reading TikTok books and then roasting them,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes I
Sometimes
genuinely
they're
like
good
the book.
though.
Generally, I like the book, and then other people roast it, and then I get heartbroken.
Yeah. Okay, Verity by Colin Hoover. I loved that book so much. Like, I know it's bad, but I loved it. And like, I was watching a Clockwork Readers Colin Hoover video, and she was like talking about how just terrible Verity was, and I was sitting there like, but I loved it.
My baby.
Yeah. Have you read Verity?
No,
Okay.
because I I just saw like I wanted to read It Ends With Us
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, and then I saw all the Colin Hoover shenanigans that were going on, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll avoid this one for now, and then I never picked it up.
Okay. Yeah, Verity is intense. But it's like I love when I'm reading a book and something happens that just makes me like gasp because I'm like, what? Like that came out of nowhere. Like what in the world? And like that book is full of that. So
Okay, when I'm like in a reading slump, I want to read the most atrocious. This is not possible. What is this? Books, and I want them to be fast paced, no plot. I just want it to be chaos, because then I can be like, yeah, I read something, but really it's just
yeah,
words.
honestly. Oh my goodness. There's this book that I read like a couple weeks ago, I think. It's called The 100 Lives of Lizzie Levitt. And it was so bad. It was one of those where like I was just like making fun of it the whole time I was reading it. And I was on a trip with my mom and my best friend. And literally the entire time, like they were just listening to me rant about how terrible this book was because oh my gosh, this girl is like obsessed with this person that went missing. And the girl was popular. And so she's like, oh, she's not dead. She's fine because she's popular and her life is perfect. And she tries to convince the girl's boyfriend that the missing girl turned into a werewolf. This girl is 17 years old and the guy is 25. And she's like, yeah, she turned into a werewolf. And also like, I kind of like you. And I'm like, stop this. You act like you're 12 years old. Like, stop.
No, because if she was 12 and the guy was 25, it'd be even worse.
Yeah, no, but like she's 17, but she acts like such a child, and I'm like, stop, stop that.
Stop it, girl. Get some help.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't have been so annoyed about it if she like acted like an adult, but like not even a little bit. Like the fact that she was so obsessed with this girl because she was popular, I was like, just it annoyed me so much.
Okay.
I'll stop ranting about it now, but like it pissed me off. It made
The
me so
first thing I was gonna say when I heard that she was like missing or dead, I was like, oh. My laptop screen went full on blank. Anyway,
love that.
I was gonna be like Hannah Baker dupe, but the second thing when you said the werewolf thing, I could only think about Twilight, and Twilight doesn't even have like.
Yeah.
Does Twilight have werewolves in it?
Yeah, because remember it's like a love triangle with like the
Oh
vampire.
yeah, right, yeah.
Okay,
I knew that.
I'm team Jacob. Like Edward creeps me out.
You're gonna kill me. I have not seen Twilight.
Oh, no, it's
or
fine. I only like read it and watched it because my friend did, and I really liked the books, but not because of like her like that Romance with Edward. I just really liked the plot, honestly.
The
And like
plot.
Eclipse, literally, I distinctly remember reading Eclipse and like bawling my eyes out at 2 a.m. because I was like the very end of it, and I was like, I gotta finish this now, and I was just like,
It makes
like
you cry.
sobbing
That's
over
why
this
you
book.
love it. Because it made you cry.
Yeah, yeah, because like I remember like whenever when she like picks who she's with, I was like, no,
You made the
no,
wrong choice. You know,
yeah,
like in Matrix when they sort of give like the red pill and the blue pill.
yeah, yeah,
You picked the wrong one.
yeah. So anyway, have you seen the Barbie movie?
I have.
Okay, that made me think of the scene where she like has the 2 shoes, and she's like, pick one, and she's like, that one, and she's like, no, you can't pick that one, pick again.
Well, that's like school giving like 2 options for assignments, but
Yeah,
they're not
but like
options.
you have to pick the one.
No, but like the biggest thing that they do is they sort of give you an option, and then you think you have an option, and then the next day they're like, okay, so the people that pick this one need to do the other one for like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mean and rude.
Same. My brother was showing me this like reel on Instagram the other day. Maybe it wasn't a reel. I don't know what it was. You could be idea. But it was like someone was giving a test, and he's like, okay, you have like 2 minutes to complete it. The entire thing is in Spanish. You have to write and publish an entire novel by the end of it, and it's worth 102% of your grade, and like all this stuff. And I was like, so real, honestly. That's
Honestly,
how it works.
it does feel like that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Man, I kind of wish I knew Spanish.
I took 2 Spanish classes, and the second one was online, and so it was like really hard to learn it because you're not like listening to them like speak the language all the time. And so I just gave up after that.
No, my school makes us take French.
Mm.
I take French. French took me. I don't know French.
That's funny. I do want to like learn a language and be fluent in it because I think it would be fun to be able to like translate books. But also, I don't know, it's kind of hard to learn a language. Because I also took Latin, and like I don't know, just after a while you just get tired of like not understanding all of it. You know what I mean?
After a while, you feel so stupid. You can't.
Yeah. Because it's like
Okay.
the first like few words, I mean the first like chunk of the language is like easy to understand, but then it gets into like endings and stuff, and it's like I don't know any of this.
I don't care.
Yeah.
No, we had the option to sort of choose Latin or Greek, but then you like I love the culture and the mythology and stuff because I'm a Percy Jackson kid, and but then they made us take the language as well, so I dropped it. I was like, no, it's not for me. One thing about me is I am not a language gal.
I kind of am, but like also it has to be one that like I really really like. I think maybe I would like Japanese or like French, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
My best tip is download Duolingo. This is not sponsored.
Yeah, I think I might at some point. But not right now. I've got too much other school stuff to bother with it right now.
Oh yeah. So, but audiobook narrating, how did you get into that?
I kind of just was like, I want to do this, and so I bought a microphone, and then I was like, I don't actually know what I'm doing. I sound like trash, and so I bought this course on Udemy, and I started doing that, and so I did a little bit of the course yesterday, and then I kind of realized that like I need a lot more stuff than I actually have because I really just have like the microphone and like a software that like does work, but it's not really the one that like the course instructor is like, you should use this one. Like they want me to like buy like a different one, and then I also what's that thing called? A digital audio interface. I literally have never heard of that before, but it's like a thing that you're supposed to plug into your microphone to like make the sound like better or something. I don't really know. I don't really understand how it works. And so I'm not really sure yet, like, if I'm going to try to get the stuff that they recommend, or if I'm just gonna try to work with what I have, because like I don't really want to like spend a gazillion dollars on like all this stuff if I don't like absolutely need it, you know?
Yeah.
But we'll
You
see.
should try it. I think you'd be a very good audiobook narrator.
Well, thank you. I do
Even
really like
without the $1 billion equipment. Or
yeah,
maybe if you find yourself a rich CEO boyfriend, it'll
for sure. Yeah.
just make sure he's not 25.
Yeah. And has a dead girlfriend that I'm trying to convince is a werewolf. Maybe avoid that whole thing.
Just try. Also, don't turn into a werewolf while you're at it.
Maybe that's a good piece of advice. Yeah. But I really like reading out loud, and so that's kind of why I was like, oh, like maybe that would be a good thing for me to do. But I kind of realized like I'm not really good at doing like the different voices and stuff like that, and so that's why I like got the course so that I can kind of learn that a little bit better. And so like once I get to the like the acting part of the class, because it's like separated into chunks. There's like the one for doing the editing and stuff, and then there's one for like the acting part, and then I don't remember what the other one is, but once I get into that, like I will probably be a little bit better at it, and then we'll see like if that's a thing I can actually do. So yeah.
No, but what kind of books would you want to do? Because if you, okay, this is going to sound really boring, but like if you start with nonfiction, right, you don't have any voices.
Right. And I was trying it out with the book that I was reading for school, and like that was going like pretty decently, and so like maybe that's something I could do, but I also kind of want to do books that I actually like too. So yeah. We'll see. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, here's the thing. I love the idea of audiobook narrating, but it's too much. Like to have to read every single word on the page over and over, because I'm assuming you have to do it over and over again, like the same page. Mm-hmm. If it goes wrong.
Yeah.
I am not a patient girl.
I mean, I am very like OCD about like reading my books and how like I can't DNF any of them, and so I kind of do that anyway. Like I kind of already read like every single word, and like if I slightly don't understand something, I'm like, no, go back and like read that paragraph again or whatever. So
oh wow, okay, yeah. You're made for this job, I guess.
Yeah. But also like that's why I read so slowly. It's just because like my brain is just very OCD about it, but also I have ADHD, and so it's like I might be reading and then all of a sudden I'm just like staring at my wall and like thinking about like a million other things, and then I'm like, oh, I should read my book again.
No, I literally, okay, here I read one big book at a time and then like 5 small ones as motivation, because if I don't finish a book, I don't read the next one. So it's yeah,
that makes sense. I do that sometimes. Like if I'm reading a book that I just can't like really get into, then I'll start another one, and so I'll like switch like back and forth between like every chapter, and so then it'll like motivate me to read the book that I don't want to read because I want to read the other one.
Yeah. No, but like because okay, so I do this with, I have one long boring book, like a classic, that I want to
Crime
read
and
because
Punishment.
I want bragging rights. Because I want the bragging rights. I want to be able to tell people like, yeah, I read that.
Yeah, because like being like, I read War and Peace, like you just sound so cool.
Yeah. Me? Oh yeah, I read Charles Dickens, and I also
yeah.
like yeah. But then I don't tell them all the like romance cute TikTok books, 5 of them that I'm reading at the same time. Oh my god, have you read Shatter Me?
No, I haven't. But one of my other friends is like obsessed with that series, and so I need to read it at some point.
Do.
But also I have 15 unfinished series that I need to work my way through before I invest in that. So
okay. You don't need to buy them.
Well, no, I mean like when I said invest, I meant like my brain power.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, it requires no brain power because the writing style is so fan fiction that you just fly through it. Oh, also, do you have a Kindle? Do you have a Kindle?
Mm.
Okay, me
My
neither.
mom has one, but I'm a physical books girly.
Okay, no, I sort of sometimes download books on my phone because I don't have an e-reader, and I fly through those because they're like fan fiction.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm thinking I need to get a Kindle because the only reason I'm not on my reading goal is because I'm not reading like fan fiction.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you have Webtoon?
Yeah.
I've been reading My Giant Nerd Boyfriend for like, it's been, okay, I started it like a few years ago and then I kind of forgot that it existed, but I've been reading it again recently because it's been sitting on my currently reading on Goodreads. And so I was like, oh, I should finish that. And so I've been working my way through it. And because like, if it's really convenient, because if I'm like sitting somewhere, like not doing anything for a few minutes and I don't have my book on me, I can just pull out my phone and like scroll through Webtoon. So it's great.
I love that. No, I downloaded Webtoon because I wanted to read Lore of Olympus because I was obsessed with Greek mythology, and yeah, and then I binge read it, and then the next episodes like needed to come out, so but I stopped and I forgot about it, and now I have to get back into it, but I don't want to. I have no motivation.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't really like Webtoon that much because, like, again, I'm someone I have to like finish like all of something, and so when it's like coming out every week, then it's like hard for me to keep up with it. And so my plan was to just finish My Giant Nerd Boyfriend and then delete Webtoon, so I don't have to like worry about that. But we'll see. Because I found another one, because there was one of the episodes had like a guest person in it, and then people in the comments were like, oh yeah, I know them from like this one. And so I was like, oh, let me go find that one. And it looked interesting, so I was like, maybe I'll read that next. But we'll see.
Okay. That's great. I sort of always when I see webtoons, I get jealous because there's so many people who can draw so beautifully. I,
Same.
I
I
cannot.
cannot draw. Not even a little. Like if I'm looking at something that's like I can kind of like replicate it, but I can't just draw from my brain.
No.
Like it
My
doesn't.
brain just forgets what things look like.
Same. Same.
No, but I generally get really jealous, even though I shouldn't get jealous because I know that if I put in the work and the time and the effort, I can do it. But
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
People who can draw hands just are like on another level.
Different breed. For real, they might be werewolves because
Honestly.
how can you do that? Like I know that you look at your hands the whole time and you can sort of like reference.
Mm-hmm.
You can't reference a hand. A hand moves the whole time.
Yeah. I swear. I just like I forget like I'll be looking at my hand and drawing it and like not even like know what shape it is. Like I think hands shapeshift is what it is. Like as soon as you try to draw them, they just like move around. You know?
They just wiggle.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
like, how many fingers do I have again?
do you know that hand from Wednesday? That
No, I haven't seen it.
oh,
Oh
like
wait, no, that yeah, I didn't know you're talking
yeah,
about because I've seen
yeah,
the original.
yeah. That one. That's what my hand gives for real.
What is that? What is its name? I forget.
Thing.
That's it.
Okay. But the only time I can draw my hand is sort of like pretend this is a page, and then you put it, and then you like trace.
Yeah. like the kindergarten like turkey thing. Did you ever do that? The like
Yeah.
draw the turkey. Okay. I was like, I don't know if that's an American thing. So I didn't know.
No.
Like, because it's like a Thanksgiving thing, I guess, like for kids to do.
Oh, we don't make a turkey out of it,
Oh,
but
okay.
we make like a bird or something
Okay.
because yeah, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember whenever I asked you that, like around Thanksgiving time, I was like trying to explain what it is, and I was like, I actually don't know why we celebrate it. It's just a thing. We just eat a
It's
bunch
just
of
like a
food.
thing.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: is that no one. I genuinely think that no one knows what it is.
yeah. It's just kind of like passed down through the years, and we've all been like, yeah, food. Let's keep celebrating
Yeah, you know, Turkey Day.
this.
We get to enjoy food. Who doesn't
Yeah.
want to celebrate that, you know?
Honestly. This is really random, but have you read A Little Life?
I have. I
It's so
haven't.
good, right? But it made me think of that. Like, I was thinking of how this is like the 40-page chapters, and that one has like 80-page chapters.
Okay.
But like, they don't feel like that long just because of like the book is so good, you know?
Yeah, but like, here's the difference between A Little Life and City of Bones. City of Bones is fantasy, right? So it takes like a lot of world building and stuff. A Little Life is just depression.
Yeah, honestly.
It's just sadness. A guy being sad, 3 other guys being sad, trying to help the guy that's being sad. And there's just so much dialogue and emotions that like 80 pages doesn't feel like 80 pages. Because
Honestly.
you're sad.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to be sad for 80 pages?
Who doesn't
Actually,
want to be
800
sad for, like,
pages. The whole
800, yeah, 800 pages. Like, who doesn't?
honestly.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I sort of read A Little Life when everyone was recommending it, and then other people were shaming people for recommending it because of the triggers that it had.
Oh.
But I was already halfway through the book, and I read that in three days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was really sad and depressing, and I loved it.
Yeah. Same. I remember when I had first started it, and I was like, this book is so good. And like, I was trying to explain to people what it was about, and I was like, it's kind of just these guys that live in New York. Like, there's not much to it, but it's so
I
good.
told my friend, and she was like, Sarah, you need to just maybe read other books, because the thing is, it's impossible to explain what it's about without sounding really boring.
Yeah.
It sounds like the setting for Friends.
Have you read Looking for Alaska by John Green?
No.
Okay, well, it's like a similar thing where like when you explain it, it sounds so boring, but you just have to read it to understand.
Yeah, but like, no, seriously, how would you explain A Little Life? Like, there's this one guy who is extremely depressed, and 4 guys that live with him in a flat in New York.
Yeah.
And this guy just becomes more and more and more depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, how long is this book? 800 pages.
Yeah. Okay, the pages in it are so thin, at least in my copy.
Yeah.
And normally I would be like, no, like, why would you do that? But reading that book, I was just like, it's such a vibe. Like, look at me reading this like big, thick book with tiny
It's
pages.
thin,
like,
just like their sliver of hope.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody worked. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lately, I've been trying to annotate books a little bit, but I don't have any profounding thoughts.
The same. I annotated To Kill a Kingdom when I read it, and literally my annotations were a whole bunch of nothing. Like, I put so many tabs in it, and I was like, none of these are that, like, I didn't really have this many thoughts. I kind of just wrote stuff down.
It came to a point where I wanted to be super aesthetic and show people that I was annotating, so I forced thoughts.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then I sort of acted like all those English lit teachers. Like, okay, so why was the curtain blue?
It must be symbolism.
It must be symbolism.
Yeah. Like, if they included a detail, like, it has to be a metaphor.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
What do you mean he wore brown sandals? Surely it symbolizes sand.
Yeah.
No, it was not a vibe. But then I sort of went out of that era, and now my annotations look like fan fiction comment sections. And
Amazing.
I think it's an upgrade.
For sure.
But it's quite entertaining to read back, but it's also a little bit embarrassing.
Do you ever do that thing where you'll put like a comment on like a specific like part of the page because like there's like you haven't, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying. Like if there's like a gap where you haven't like put, for example, you have a lot of sticky notes at like the top of the pages, and so then you'll like get to a certain point and like realize, and so you'll be like, oh no, I have to think of something at the bottom of the page.
Oh no, I don't do that. I just sort of put the tab at the bottom of the page, and then oh yeah, no, I do that.
Okay.
I did do that.
Sorry, that was the worst explanation I could
It's
have
okay.
given. I was like,
It's okay.
how do I put this into words?
I got it in the end, you know,
Okay.
before the coffee got cold. And then,
No, I think
okay.
the coffee was probably cold, but like the amount of time it took me to explain.
Yeah, because you only drink iced coffee.
Yeah. Maybe before the coffee gets room temperature. Maybe that's what it should be.
Or like maybe before the ice melts or something.
Yeah. Okay, I don't like ice in my drinks because then it just melts and it's all like watery. Like,
But,
ew. You know?
ew, water. Ew.
Yeah. Really.
No,
I
but
only drink flavored water because I don't know what it is. Like water just, I don't like it.
okay. No, I like water in everything. No, sorry. I hate water in everything except for water alone. Like the rest is just why you gotta be there, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The best part about having a bookshelf is reorganizing it.
I reorganized mine yesterday because so the way that my shelves are set up, like I have my TBR shelf and then my read books shelf, and so I kind of ran out of space on the books that I've read, and so I was just like stacking them in front of it, like I'll organize it later and give them space, and so I finally did that, and I'm so happy about it because I unhauled like 4 books, but the way that I like moved some of them, it gave me so much more space, and I was like, finally, I can actually put the books on the shelf when I finish them.
That is amazing. No, I have a one bookshelf because I don't actually own that many books because I prefer reading from the library because I have attachment issues.
Fair.
Like, before I used to only buy books that I have read and I absolutely loved because I used to not buy books unless I've read them before.
Mhm.
But now that has changed.
Yeah, I do use my library sometimes, but usually I'm just like I have enough books right here that I need to get through before I try to read other books that are not already on my TBR.
Oh yeah, is that whole bookshelf your TBR bookshelf, or is it like
Yeah,
one shelf?
yeah, the whole
That whole
thing.
bookshelf?
Yeah, all of it.
Oh, girl, you got some
Yeah,
work to do.
yeah. Because I kind of have just like always had a bunch of books like since I was a kid that like I I just like had a bunch that I needed to read, and so like as I've realized that I'm super obsessed with books and like bought more, it kind of has just grown and grown, and here we are. So
Oh, that's beautiful though. It's the longest relationship ever.
honestly, so yeah,
Uh, no, I'm kind of scared of buying books because I know that I I like it when I see it, but then when I get home, I'm like, yay, I got a book, and I don't actually care
yeah.
about it.
Do you ever okay? Do you ever like when you get a book from the library or like when you buy a book, it's like you don't really like think that you care about the book that much, and then you're holding it in your hands and you're like, I'm obsessed with this.
No, I notice it when someone tries to take it from me.
Oh,
Like when I put it down and someone tries to touch it, I'm like,
that's mine.
it's
That is
mine.
my baby. You don't touch it.
No, for real. Do you ever like sometimes read a book and you're like that you've been putting off for so long, and you're like, how could I have put this off? This is so.
It's
This
so
is
good. Yeah, for sure.
like this is life altering.
Hmm.
But then you also realize that if you had read it at the time, you wouldn't appreciate as much.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that is
I love reading a book at like the perfect point in time to be reading it. You know,
yeah.
where you're just like so in the mood for it, and it just like it hits the spot, and it's like perfect.
Yeah, but then I hate the reading slump that comes after it because you're
Yeah,
like, okay, but no
yeah,
other
because you're
book.
like, no book is ever going to be as good as this book was.
Yeah, and then you sort of stop reading for like a week, and then you're like, oh, I got over it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not actually that deep. It's fine.
Mhm. Do you ever look at a shelf and you're like, I wonder like if any of these books are gonna like change my life, like that I'm gonna
Yeah,
be obsessed with? Because like all the time I look at my shelf and I'm like, I wonder which one of these I'm just gonna like love so much.
yeah, because you have like a billion.
A billion and two, yeah.
Uh, I sort of do that, but seeing as most of the books I've already read. Oh, I wanted to read Babel. Have you? Wait, do you have? Have you read it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, wait. Let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Okay. I have like this one,
Mm-hmm. I love that.
and this is basically dark academia because your girl wants to be dark academia for school, you know.
Yeah.
Dark academia. These people are like studying at Oxford, and it's beautiful. It has a beautiful cover.
I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. Like, I feel like people either hate it or love it.
Yeah, and I hope I love it because I have it on my shelves forever.
Yeah.
So. And I've got this one. This is like, wait, you've read Percy Jackson, right?
I've read the first two, and I'm meaning to read the rest of them.
Are they on your shelf?
They're not on the shelf because they're technically my brother's, and so they're like on a shelf in the hallway.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so this is like between a ship that I really like. So this is for when I get into a reading slump again.
Amazing.
Stacking up on books that I'm gonna read during my reading slump is like people stacking up on toilet paper during COVID.
Honestly. That reminds me of the sign that I saw at the store one time that it was like only like one thing of toilet paper per customer, but then right next to it it was like a buy two get one free of it. And I was like, you can't do that. Like what why is that sign still there?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me you made a picture of it.
Maybe, but it's been like years, so I probably can't
Oh,
find it.
okay. But that is the best thing. What a scam.
Yeah. Should we do
Oh,
another reading sprint?
well, I actually have to kind of go.
Okay.
But that's okay. I really liked it, and maybe we could do it another time as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
And then maybe we can do like a few shorter ones. I think that would work
Yeah,
better.
that'd be
Because
fun.
like we have discussed, you have ADHD and I probably also, but it's undiagnosed.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Do I have to kick you out?
I don't know. Can I just leave?
Oh.
I can. I can.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna keep sprinting for a bit, probably a while, honestly. I don't really have any plans for today. So I'm just gonna hang out here and sprint for a while. Maybe I can make some significant progress in this book because I'm not even at the halfway point. I feel like I've read so much of this because, again, the insanely long chapters thing, like, I just feel like I've been reading this forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. Like, I feel like I made more progress than this by now. So maybe I can actually make some more of that progress. So I'm going to roll the dice again. Let's see. I'm going to share the screen this time so that you guys can actually see the dice that I roll. Hold on. I don't know how StreamYard works. We've been over this. I've never used it before because the last time I did a live stream was I just used YouTube. So, okay, there's that screen. Roll again. It is a 7. So, that is 35 minutes of reading. So now I need to review this. Oh my goodness, this is difficult to do. Share screen again. I feel like I'm doing this the hard way. I don't think I actually need to hit the screen thing so many times, but that's okay. 35. It won't let me edit it while it's full screen. 35 minutes. And we will start the next sprint. the screen stopped sharing. I don't know why I did that. Goodness gracious. StreamYard is being difficult. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So 34 more minutes of the sprint. I will see you guys in 34 minutes. Why is it still beeping? Oh, it's because I had the stream pulled up on my phone so I could see if there were any comments, because I can't really see them from StreamYard. I'm sure there's a way to see them. I just haven't used StreamYard before, and I haven't really figured it out. And so I have the stream pulled up, but I was like, why can I still hear a beeping noise? I turned off the timer, but it was because it was on my phone as well. So I read a little bit more in that sprint, obviously. First, I went downstairs and got a snack and a drink. So I didn't read for the entire sprint, but I finished up the chapter of Orange that I was on. And so now I'm on the 4th chapter. I don't know if chapter is the word, but it's split into letters, which are basically just chapters. So I'm really, really enjoying this so far. And I'm getting to a point where it is not just about the fact that she got a letter from her future self. There's also like the plot happening within the future and the past timelines, which I really like. More so the present / past thing than the future. The future is kind of just them reading their letters. They're like time capsule letters that they wrote in the past. That's really all that's happened in that, but obviously this isn't spoilery. I only just started the book, so I couldn't spoil it if I wanted to, but yeah, so I really love the character dynamics of this so far. And this I read 3 more pages of. So yeah, not a ton happening. Well, I guess. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, but yeah. I have my little eat cake for breakfast cup. I love drinking things out of weird cups. I don't know why. So I literally just have water in this. You would think it's coffee, but it's not. I fooled you. So yeah. I fixed my quote wall earlier today, which I've already kind of mentioned, like at the start of this, but I'm so happy with it because it just felt very cluttered and like oddly spaced before, and some of the quotes were like weird fonts and stuff like that, because before I had the quote wall, I had a quote hanging up in the other corner of my room, and I went to kind of switch some of the quotes around at some point, and I ended up adding that one to my wall, but just the font was so big and it didn't really match the vibe of the wall, so it just looked very off, and so I had to like fix the font of that and move some of the picture frames around because the spacing was really odd and stuff like that. But I definitely think I'm happy with how it is now. I might still end up like shifting things around just a teeny tiny bit, but other than that, I don't think I will do too much with it. I saw a text from Ingabox, which I keep getting text from them. I don't know why I don't just not, because they send me like when they have sales and stuff. But the things I've gotten from them before, if y'all don't know, Inkbox is like a fake tattoo company, but they look really real and I really love them. But the ones that I got before were custom ones, and any that I do get will be custom ones because if I do end up getting tattoos, I want a bunch of quotes on me, and so they don't just have quote ones that are on the website already, but whenever they have sales, it's not for custom tattoos. It's always the ones that they already have, and so I always get notifications for the sales that they have that I'm not actually interested in buying. But yeah, I do though I have a couple quotes on my wall that I want tattoos of. One of them is, "Who would I have been without the inspiration behind my demons? Probably not a poet." It's from The Princess Saves Herself in this one, which I love so much. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's a poetry collection that I just am so obsessed with. I cannot like express enough how much I love it. But I want that quote on the inside of my wrist, which is where I had the fake tattoo before, and I was just obsessed with it. Like I never wanted it to fade. And I loved it. So there's that. And then I also want one of the quotes, I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like shaped like a sword, and so I want that quote like down my thigh because it looks like a sword. And I just think that's really cool because it's another Amanda Lovelace quote, and like the girl boss vibes and it being shaped like a sword. I love the aesthetic of that. So I want that, and then I also want "We are as indestructible as we believe ourselves to be." I want a tattoo of that too, but I'm not sure where I would put it because I originally had wanted that on my thigh, but I've gotten that one from Inkbox a couple times, and it's just never turned out how I wanted it to. It was never really the right size, and I just think that the amount of words in that quote is just an awkward size for like having it on my thigh how I wanted it to look. So we'll see if like I do end up getting that one where I get it or what I do with it. But yeah, I mentioned this earlier also that I'm reading Dreamcatcher by Stephen King right now, and I'm about 70. I don't remember if I'm 73 or 78 pages in, but I am really enjoying it a lot, which is really fun. But it's one that like I can't really prioritize because I'm doing a video right now where I don't want to spoil what the video is going to be, but essentially I'm reading City of Bones for said video. And I feel like I'm not being productive if I'm reading something that's not for that, which I know like Orange I'm kind of also reading, but this one I feel like I'm going to fly through. And so it's different, I guess, because Dreamcatcher is one where you can't just like read a chapter and switch between the two. It's like you have to dedicate a lot of time to it because it's really long and it has really long chapters and stuff like that. And so it's more difficult to dedicate more time to, essentially. And so, like I said earlier, I'm going to read 100 pages of that every time I finish up a book. And so hopefully we'll have that finished by the end of the year. But we'll see if that ends up happening. But yeah, I've been meaning to do kind of a wrap-up video of books that I've read recently, but I don't even know. My video schedule, I don't even know what it's going to look like or anything like that. Basically, what I've been kind of planning on trying to do is first get edited my recommendations vlog video where I read books that some of my friends have been recommending to me for a long time. And so I filmed that, but it's such a long video that I can't really like get myself to edit it yet. I've kind of started doing it a little bit, but it's just like a very intimidating video to edit when I just edited my summer vlog, and that one was also a really big one that took me a really long time. And so obviously that video wasn't that long. It's only like 30 minutes or something, but like once I've edited it down to that, like I think the original amount of footage was a lot. And so it's a similar case with the recommendations vlog. So once I finish that up though, I am hoping that I will be able to post more regularly. But school has also just started recently, and so I have not a lot of schoolwork yet, especially because 2 of my classes haven't started yet because they're online. But essentially, my uploading schedule will like hopefully be able to be regular soon. Not regular, but just more often I'll be able to post videos, which I love posting booktube videos and like feeling so accomplished because I've filmed, edited, and uploaded a video and finally gotten it up, because by the time I film a video, it usually takes me forever to actually get around to editing it. And so then once I actually upload it, I just feel so accomplished and like I've done so much. And so like I do really enjoy like getting to upload things. And so I think once I'm at a point where I can film like shorter videos, then not shorter, but just less like major, like massive projects, then I think that that will be a little bit smoother, I guess. But the one that I'm working on right now is probably going to be pretty long just because of the concept of the video. It's really hard to make it shorter, I guess. But I'm very excited about that one though. Again, I'm not telling you guys what it is just yet, but I do think that a lot of people will like that one because I've watched some similar ideas, some similar concepts to it, and I really, really liked watching those. And so I'm hoping that other people will also like watching my version of it. So yeah. And then I'm hoping to get like regular videos after that, like Wheel of TBRs and stuff like that, and just smaller reading vlogs. Although I have another vlog actually after this that I've been planning for like a year or something. I bought the books for it like a year ago or something like that. It was forever ago, and I've just been meaning to film it since then. But again, like I just haven't really gotten a chance to because I'm such a busy person. Like I don't like do a ton of stuff, but I do a ton of stuff, if you know what I mean. Like I have like my school classes, which takes up such like an absurdly large amount of my time, like all of my homework. It's crazy. But then like by the time I'm also like reading the books for the vlogs that I'm doing, like the videos end up taking me forever. And so and like I am so nitpicky when I edit videos. Like if there's just like a teeny tiny amount of time where there's like a gap in me talking or like I say something weird or something, like I am such a perfectionist about it. And so editing takes me an obscenely large amount of time. Obscene, is that a word? Obscenely? I feel like it is. I don't know if it means what I think it means. Absurdly is what I mean. But anyway, it's just it takes me forever to edit sometimes. And so there's that. And then I'm also trying to do my class thing for audiobook narrating, which is like because okay, that's something that I really should like try to prioritize more because audiobook narrating is like something that I can kind of make a career out of if I want to, and like I could get probably a lot of money from that, but at the same time like it's gonna be a bit before I can actually do it like as a job because I need to figure out what I'm doing first. And so like I don't know, it kind of just it's one of those things where it's like a really big project, and so I have to like make myself like I have to force myself to do it for right now so that I like am making progress in that like as a major project, if that makes sense. So yeah, because I'm someone who I like to do things in little chunks, and I like to have a lot going on so that I can be the most productive. I like to do the, like little pieces of different things, so then I'm like making progress in a lot of different stuff. I can't just like sit and work on one thing for a really long time. I hope that made sense. But basically, because I have ADHD, it just like I have to do things a certain way, and so it's like it's harder for me to again like having such like that big video to edit like actually make a lot of progress in that, or you know like my audiobook narrating class and like my school assignments when I have like a major like big assignment, it's a lot harder for me to actually make progress in it. And so um basically I don't really know like where I was going with that, if there was like a moral of the story or whatever. But yeah, I'm weird about like being productive essentially. So yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. I feel like I should have made like a list of things that I want to say before this. I feel like this is me when I update blogs. I kind of just like ramble on and on about literally nothing. I don't know if y'all have watched my vlogs and seen like all the parts where I speed it up, because I'm like I literally like listen to how long I was rambling about absolutely nothing right here. Like I find this so funny when like I just keep talking, and it's not even stuff that I can put in my blog because it's like not about anything that y'all care about whatsoever. It's just me like talking. And I'm like, Natalie, like shut up already. Like you're making this so hard for me to edit. But anyway. So yeah. I feel like I haven't been that's not the way that sentence was supposed to go. I feel like it's been not that long since the sprint that I just did. That's That was the word that I was going for. But I kind of want to sprint again just because I want to read a little bit more of my book and be productive. But I might wait just a few more minutes before I do that. Also, though, in my next sprint, I'm indecisive if I want to keep reading my books or if I should do something else like my math homework. I have this like calculus packet that I need to be doing, which is disgusting, but I probably should work on that. I'm also going to pull up YouTube and see if there's any comments because, again, I don't know how StreamYard works and I don't know how to see the comments. So there's not any. Okay. Oh, Ainsley is here. Hi. I love you. The calc, yeah, you're right. I probably should do my calculus, but like it's calculus, you know what I mean? I also, though, I have my online PE class where I was talking about earlier how, was I talking about this earlier? I don't remember if I was. Never mind. Anyway, basically, I have this online PE class, and the workouts, I didn't realize that I was supposed to be doing them every single day. And so some of them I would realize at like 10 o'clock at night that I had an assignment. And so I would just type in like, yeah, I did the workout and then not do it. But I do want to actually go back and do those. And so I could, I guess, do that right now during the sprints. But I'm like, do I want to? Like, do I want to get all sweaty and gross and like put an effort? But also I might because I'm kind of in the mood for that. So we'll see. We'll see if I do that. I also have a short story that I need to read for my creative writing class, which I haven't like gotten to this class yet. It starts on Monday. But because our classes are so short on Mondays, he was like, you're going to have an assignment already before class starts. So I have to read that short story and annotate it. And I'm not really sure how long it is. I probably should look and see. But yeah. Honestly, I might print it off and like we have to do the annotations online, but I might just like use my computer to annotate but read on paper because I don't know why, like just reading on paper like makes my brain happier and it's like just easier for me to read than like on a screen. I don't know why. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, which is why like if I had a Kindle, I feel like I wouldn't ever use it because I just like looking at paper and also the satisfaction of being able to hold a book and be like, I've read like this chunk of the book so far. It's just immaculate. It's a great experience. So yeah, I might start. Oh, wait, I just found the comments thing. I just figured it out. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at me figuring things out and being all smart. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Okay. I've literally been sitting here this whole time being like, I don't know how to look at the comments. But anyway, that is so fun and exciting. Oh, and I can make a banner. Okay, I swear I've seen other people do this so many times, but I just never. I haven't done it. I haven't used StreamYard before. So anyway, okay, this is exciting. Cool beans. So I'm gonna start the next sprint. First though, I need to share my screen, so that I can show you guys the dice roller thingy. This one, yeah. Roll again. 12. Okay, that's an hour-long reading sprint. Which I'm not doing the thing where when you roll doubles, you have to switch books because I'm just switching my books anyway. Every chapter, I'm switching between them. So, yeah. The timer. I'm not, like, used to this yet. Some people, I swear, when I watch other people's reading sprints, they're just like, okay, click, click, and, like, the thing pops up in, like, half a second. And I'm like, how do you have it figured out that well? I cannot. Okay, timer, which I have to unfull screen and change the time. Oh wait, I guess it's just an hour. 60 minutes is the same. That's 10 hours. Okay. Maybe let's not do a reading sprint for 10 hours straight. Okay, I will see you guys in an hour. okay, that is the end of that sprint, and I think that's actually going to be the last reading sprint that I do for right now. Maybe I will come back later today, or in the next few days, maybe I will decide to do some more sprints, but for right now, I'm tired of sitting here. I want to go eat and watch Heartstopper and do some other things. And like I could do those while doing sprints, but I don't know. I want to move around and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys got a lot read in that sprint. I did not get a lot done. My calculus. Oh my goodness. I don't even know. Like some of the questions, I don't have any clue like why the answers are what they are. And it's not that many. It's like a couple of them. But I genuinely think that the answer key was wrong for one of them because it was like I'm not gonna get into math stuff. I know y'all don't care. But it was something that I was like, I really don't think that's possible for that to be the answer because of what one of the other like parts of it was. So it's confusing. But I'm getting there. Little by little, slowly but surely. That was the thing that I was gonna say, and then I couldn't like think of that phrase, so then I said little by little. ADHD brain. But anyway, yeah. So I've gotten it's like 3 pages, I think, and I've gotten almost done with the first page, but my brain is just fried at this point. So maybe I'll look at it later. But we'll see. So yeah, just all of it. It's like stuff that I thought I knew, but like now I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. It is a struggle. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. I hope that you guys have enjoyed these sprints. Yeah, should I do my outro? I don't think normally that's a thing to do in a live show. I started to like say all of it, but then I was like, let's not right now. I'm exhausted. I don't know if you can tell, like my brain, that calculus just kind of broke my brain completely. It's no longer functional or existent. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed these sprints. Let me know if you guys would like to see more of these more often. Also let me know what like length of sprints that you guys like, just so that I know for future reference and things like that. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I will hopefully have a video up soon. No promises though. I'm not very far into editing that one blog, but hopefully it'll be up within the next couple weeks, and then I can move on with my booktube life and make some other exciting content for y'all. So yeah, bye.